Seeing the bigger picture. December 9, 2014. Let's imagine you are standing in a peaceful mountainous setting with a bright clearing surrounded by tall trees, with the babbling brook within eyeshot, and you are making plans to build a home right on that very spot. As you stand and survey the area, you suddenly come to the realization that there is more than one view you are greeted with, and each one is spectacular. Now the question remains, which one will be the one you'll wake to each morning? When you look towards the eastern direction, what you see is a meadow beyond the trees. It is at the moment filled with pretty little flowers that dot across your field of vision in a sight of divine loveliness, and you find yourself wanting to nestle right into them with all of your physical being. What color are the flowers in your vision? Are they bright and multicolored? Does their perfume permeate the gently moving air? As you can see, your imagination is as infinite as your thoughts. Now let's break away from the eastern view and take a gander at what you are seeing from the west. What you see with use of binoculars, or if you have exceptional vision, is a little town that is obviously supported by a few fields behind the scarce houses that are there. You might see a few people out and about, but they are simple folk. There is no flashy cars or clothes. You might assume by their attire and appearance that these mountain folk are distressed or poor. Does living in this area, from what you have seen of the people, still encourage you to build a home in the neighboring mountain range of this community? You have your babbling brook in what is the southern point of the land you are looking at building your home, and the north offers a more rugged terrain, bushes, and other delights of nature that will keep you in awe for many years to come. Now it is choosing the orientation of how your mountain home will sit, since you are envisioning, planning exactly where each wall of your home will look toward. If you have your bedroom window and porch in the eastern direction, you will see the sun rise from the dark of night every day, and the beauty of this divine phenomena will never fail to delight your senses. Yet if you direct your mountainous home to look out from the western direction, you'll be feasting on the setting sun every evening as you retire for the day, but you'll also be viewing how the townspeople are also setting down for the day. Will seeing these simple folk diminish the joy of observing the setting of the day's sun? Will it draw you back from making the building of your mountain home a reality? Your imagination can certainly create many scenarios of what could be. We leave you with your imagination on how and what you could observe if your home was constructed to view the south or the north, and recognize what you could possibly gain from either view. Nature has a way of bringing out the peace and calm that was once lacking. By observing nature, one begins to feel connected, and this connection is not just to their environment but to their natural selves. When you fill your senses with the wonders of nature, you are giving yourself the opportunity and potential to balance the areas of your life that was out of balance, and it nurtures a natural appreciation for true, unaltered beauty. Knowing and understanding this depth of wisdom, answer this question if you can: what could you gain by having your mountainous home looking towards the west, where you would also view the townspeople? Let us provide at least two answerable possibilities. When you silently observe others, you are able to see part of their life, how they live, how they survive in the world they call home. What this fosters, dear ones, is compassion and empathy. This is what would be cultivating inside of you by choosing your home to look from the western viewpoint. Understanding that empathy comes from recognizing the pain in your heart, and the compassion stems from your awareness of any suffering that is evident and of your wish to help lessen its cause. Giving yourself a fulfilling life is about making choices that will create a life that is balanced, a life that has its share of difficulties but also is filled with as many joyous occasions and experiences. Learning how to remain grounded is tricky but not impossible when you're riding the waves of doubt that have been created through a challenging situation. No matter which area of life you are most concerned or focused on, deep down you know, dear ones, that sometimes you overlook certain details that are usually right in front of you, so you fail to see the big picture. What is desperately needed when you are about to make a decision, no matter how big or small that decision may be, is that you need to see from all the directions. The more you cultivate yourself as an individual that is capable of contributing meaningfully to the world, the more you grow and develop. When you make it a point to develop compassion and empathy towards others, your actions will become influenced to express only the goodness that lives within your precious hearts, and it is this genuine goodness that will influence and encourage you to continue being the natural and true person that you are to yourself and to the flourishing world around you. You are encouraged to seek a way of life that provides balance and for you to find ways to remain grounded, and you do this best when you lend a helping hand, by contributing to others, by doing the right thing without being told and without becoming self-absorbed or insensitive towards another person's plight. We know your own dramas and personal interactions keeps you occupied, but if your life doesn't demonstrate that you are seeing the big picture, then isn't it possible that you are basically short-sighting yourself? Every day, dear ones, you do make a contribution to your community which is connected to the rest of the world, even if sometimes you forget this. What often happens is that you take some of the common things you do each day for granted and not realize how even the simplest of actions brings change to another person or causes an effect somewhere else. Nothing you do is insignificant. All you do has reason and purpose. Let's think about a different scenario. What if your example of compassion and empathy inspires more people to make positive changes in their way of living and being? Is it possible you have inspired or empowered a friend or family member to make important changes for the better? Think honestly and truthfully, how many people after 10 to 15 years could have their lives changed in a positive way because of your own compassionate and empathetic example? Wow, is right. The amount of people you can influence just by your own positive actions is pretty amazing. Sometimes it takes seeing the bigger picture in order to appreciate the importance of every single person, including yourself, that shares this great and wonderful planet and calls it home. Technology doesn't help you come to these terms, nature does, and you are intrinsically and biologically connected to all things natural and pure. Most likely, dear ones, the place you call home, in the big picture of things and of your own circle of life is far more expansive than you realize. As we bring today's message to a close, think about how your own compassionate and empathic contributions are helping to make a positive influence not only to your home or community, but to the world. And so it is. I'm Ascended Master, El Morya through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com